groundbreaking research from Cambridge University has unveiled a new hormone that is acting odd in people who are overweight. This hormone goes haywire, especially after you hit 30, and is now believed to be the #1 factor sabotaging your metabolism and amplifying your hard-to-resist food cravings. It has nothing to do with the usual suspects like leptin, ghrelin, cortisol. Yet, its impact on your weight is so profound that medical researchers call it the sleepy metabolism hormone and consider it to be the silent force behind the stubborn fat in your belly, thighs, and arms. And while many doctors might be in the dark about this, scientists worldwide are buzzing. They're convinced that targeting this hormone is key for anyone aiming to shred 17, 20, or 25 pounds, or even more pounds. Hey, it's Jake Ford here, and inside this video, I'll be sharing a shockingly simple and 100% natural citrus hack, first developed by scientists at Cambridge University in the UK, that allows you, no matter your age, or for how many years you've been battling those stubborn pounds, to rapidly shed 12, 20, or even 35 pounds of stubborn fat, while dramatically sculpting and tightening your hips, belly, butt, and thighs, putting your metabolism into hyperdrive, and giving you more energy, a stable mood, better sleep, and mental clarity. This trick has nothing to do with drugs like Ozempic, grueling workouts, or following some strict diet that leaves you feeling hungry and weak. Instead, it has to do with the plummeting levels of a very specific hormone in your body that is putting your metabolism to sleep right now and making it impossible to burn fat or lose weight. This hormone is not leptin, cortisol, ghrelin, or estrogen. And once you understand how to reactivate it, you could find your body fat percentage dropping by over 24% in the next 5 weeks. Restoring this hormone also makes your cravings much less intense. Means the very minute you begin using the 7-second citrus hack, you will become truly and genuinely free, because you'll once again be able to enjoy your favorite foods, whether it's a hot cheesy pizza, a juicy burger, or a heavenly piece of chocolate cake, while still knowing that you won't gain back those hard lost pounds, and that your body will continue getting leaner, more toned, each day. I know it might seem like a fairy tale right now, but I can vouch from personal experience just how powerful this 7-second citrus hack is, because it was the only thing that worked. After my wife Marianne's weight issues trapped her midway on a zip line during our vacation in Mexico, it was the most humiliating and embarrassing moment of her entire life. But looking back now, she just laughs about it. Because this hack transformed her body, allowing her to drop pound after pound of unwanted body fat with ease. Over 36 pounds in total. Now she's more confident, healthier, happier, and happier than ever before. And my wife is far from the only one, because 107,102 women across the US have seen their lives change thanks to this breakthrough citrus hack, like Lisa from New York.
For years, my weight was a constant struggle. I was always trying to hide my body, living in constant fear of being judged. But after following your advice, I've lost 30 pounds and regained my self-esteem. My life has completely transformed. Thank you.
And Janet from California.
I've seen my mom suffer from obesity-related complications, and I was afraid I was heading that way. Your video has been a lifesaver. I've lost 20 pounds and my energy levels are through the roof. I feel so vibrant and alive.
Along with Brenda from Texas.
Managing my weight felt like a losing battle. My life was dictated by diets, and I was always anxious about my next meal. But since I started following your guidance, I have lost 35 pounds. I feel better than I have in years, and I'm back to enjoying outdoor activities. You've given me my life back.
These are real stories from folks just like you. And now it's your turn to join them. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Jake. I'm 54 years old and I live just outside Cleveland, Ohio. But this story isn't about me, it's about my wife. You see, after giving birth to our second child, she began finding it much harder to shed the pregnancy weight than the first time around. And while at first it was just a few stubborn pounds, before long, those pounds started to multiply, clinging to her belly, her butt, her hips and thighs like a wet, soggy blanket. Until before long, my wife had a whole section of the closet filled with dresses and outfits that no longer fit her. And she wouldn't even let me post pictures of our family on social media without her permission, because of how much she hated her appearance. She grew more and more depressed, constantly muttering things like, "Something inside me must be broken," and acting like all of the weight gain was somehow her fault. When I knew for a fact that wasn't true, because I'd seen how my wife had tried everything to lose those extra 36 pounds. She did Atkins, keto, paleo, Whole30, and intermittent fasting. She bought all kinds of pills and powders that promised miraculous weight loss. She'd spend hours in the gym, her face red, sweat dripping, and as she pushed herself harder. My wife really was trying, and yet her weight kept creeping up. And every time she stepped off that scale, I could see the light in her eyes fade a little more. "I feel like such a failure," my wife told me one night, the tears streaming down her cheeks as she did. And if you have ever felt that way, like you're trapped in a body that you no longer recognize, or you're judged by others because of your size, or like you're just stuck with no way out, it's important to understand that it's not your fault either. Because the real enemy in the battle against stubborn fat is something that no health guru or diet book tells you about, even though thousands of scientific studies prove that this is true. Instead, it has to do with a surprising hormone that has been putting your metabolism to sleep. And I'm going to be sharing exactly what that hormone is, along with how you can rapidly and permanently reawaken your metabolism in just a moment from now, so that you're no longer living in constant fear of the scale, or losing sleep worrying about a heart attack, diabetes, or a stroke, or the fear of becoming a burden to your loved ones as the medical bills pile up and insurance premiums skyrocket. Living that way is exhausting. I know, because I saw the toll it was taking on my wife. And then things went from bad to worse, when what was supposed to be a fun-filled family vacation in Mexico left her utterly humiliated. It happened one hot afternoon when we went on the zipline adventure we'd booked in the heart of the Mexican jungle. And while my wife was a bit nervous about going on the zip lines herself, by the time we finally reached the place where the instructors strap you in, the kids had somehow convinced her to give it a try. When my wife stepped onto the platform, though, I saw the instructors exchange a glance, their eyes wide with concern. They hesitated, unsure whether to let my wife onto the zip line due to her size. But then one of them shrugged and strapped her in, and boom, she was off. Soaring above the treetops, her hair flying in the wind, with a huge smile on her face. And that's when it happened. Suddenly, my wife's speed began to slow down. You could see the wire dipping lower and lower until, to everyone's horror, she came to a standstill right in the middle of the zip line. My wife was stuck, hanging helplessly in mid-air with a terrified look in her eyes. As a growing crowd of onlookers began to assemble below, their faces a mix of amusement and disbelief, whispers and chuckles filled the air. And you could hear people saying things like, "Oh, is she stuck?" Their smartphones were out, capturing this moment of utter humiliation for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. It was more than just a nightmare. It was a public spectacle of shame and embarrassment. It took hours before a crane was brought in to rescue her. And the whole time, my wife was left exposed and vulnerable in the air, listening to the stifled giggles from the tourists down below, many of whom had their phones out recording her struggle, making her feel like a zoo animal on display. Her worst fears about her weight, her deepest insecurities had been laid bare for all to see. She felt humiliated. And while the crane did eventually arrive, and he was able to get my wife down, after that mortifying incident at the zip line, the rest of our vacation was a nightmare. Every mirror in our hotel room became a cruel reminder of my wife's weight. She would look at her reflection and her eyes would fill with sadness. Even in paradise at this 4-star resort, all she could think of was how others must be judging her and whispering behind her back. She wouldn't even leave the hotel room. It was really one of the worst times of our lives, but something unexpected happened a few days later that changed everything. You see, on the last evening of our vacation, I found myself sitting alone by the poolside bar, nursing a drink and trying to forget about what a disaster the trip had been, when this incredibly fit and attractive middle-aged couple came and sat down right next to me. At first, I just ignored them. But then the man turned to me and tapped me on my shoulder, asking if we could talk. Now, I was in no mood to chit-chat. But then the man told me that they had been at the park the day of my wife's ziplining incident, and they had said that they'd been hoping to run into me ever since. Then, without missing a beat, the man handed me his cell phone. And there was a picture on the screen that made me gasp, because while it was undoubtedly a photo of the same couple sitting next to me, they both looked like they were at least 100 pounds heavier in that photo. Their skin was pale and saggy. Honestly, they looked awful. And it was hard to believe that these were the same people I was now staring at, when they looked so radiant and healthy, without an ounce of body fat anywhere in their body. What happened? I asked the couple. But did you go on a diet? Start a rigorous workout routine? Or, oh, did you get surgery? I wasn't joking. The couple just looked at me and they shook their head. They laughed. No, it wasn't any of these things, the woman said with a smile. It was the work of Dr. Harris. Before I could ask, she went on to say that he was a doctor they'd met 2 years ago on vacation, and that he was like their own personal miracle worker, helping each of them lose over 102 pounds of fat in just a few short months. It was all so incredibly easy too, she confided. That's why we were hoping to bump into you and your wife. We wanted to share Dr. Harris's contact. Then she scribbled Dr. Harris's name and number down on one of the bar napkins and handed it to me. Reach out to him once you're back from your trip, the woman suggested to me. We know he can help you and your wife. With that, the couple got up, walked away. I was left holding that piece of paper in my hand as my mind raced with all these questions. The whole thing seemed quite strange. And when I told my wife about the encounter back at the hotel room, she seemed pretty skeptical too. But because we had nothing to lose and we were truly desperate, as soon as we got back home from our vacation, we decided to give Dr. Harris's office a call. To our surprise, the doctor answered right away. While he seemed a bit guarded at first, once I explained how we'd gotten his contact information from the couple at the resort and mentioned their names, Dr. Harris's tone completely shifted. He became much more friendly and kind. And he said that he had no doubt that he'd be able to help my wife, but we needed to come and see him in person at his office in Pittsburgh. Luckily for us, that was only about 2.5 hours from our house in Cleveland. So we agreed to visit the doctor that very same week. And a few days later, there we were, sitting across from an extremely fit-looking man in his late 40s with piercing blue eyes, trying not to feel intimidated by all the advanced degrees that hung on the wall behind him. Or the fact that, as he casually mentioned, before moving back to Pittsburgh to care for his aging parents, he'd spent over a decade leading one of the world's most respected obesity and weight loss research laboratories out in Palo Alto, California. After we'd spent a few moments making small talk, he looked right at me and my wife and asked us if we'd ever heard of something called Orexin. We both shook our heads. Nope. And Dr. Harris said that was fine, since most people hadn't, but that Orexin was a hormone inside our bodies. And while virtually no weight loss experts or doctors ever talk to their patients about it, when it comes to melting away stubborn fat and mastering those relentless food cravings, Orexin stands out as the pivotal hormone in your body, even overshadowing well-known players like leptin, insulin, or thyroid hormones. This revelation was quite an eye-opener for us. And Dr. Harris painted a clear picture. He said to think of your body as a blockbuster movie production. While hormones like leptin, ghrelin, and insulin are the star actors, orexin is the director. It's the force behind the scenes, orchestrating every move, every scene, ensuring everything runs smoothly. One example of this is how orexin helps you get a great night's sleep and wake up full of energy. However, the groundbreaking discovery from experts at Cambridge University in the UK revealed an even more critical role for orexin. It's the one in control of our metabolism, and it determines whether it's blazing like a hot furnace or a barely flickering. He said that essentially orexin acts like a metabolism regulator in our body, influencing how much fat we burn throughout the day when we're sleeping, along with how motivated we feel to do things like exercise. It's nearly impossible to overstate the importance of orexin, the doctor told us. But a whole team of researchers at the University of Minnesota recently proved that this hormone tells your metabolism to be active and burned through visceral fat. While a peer-reviewed major study conducted by scientists at the world-renowned Paris Diderot University Medical School revealed that when your orexin levels are high, it's said to be virtually impossible to be overweight. That's why some of your friends can eat whatever they want and still remain slim. They most likely have high orexin levels, which makes them what doctors refer to as obesity resistant. Then Dr. Harris said that while high levels of orexin make it impossible to store fat or put on weight, unfortunately the opposite is also true. Because when your orexin levels begin to drop, your metabolism becomes exhausted and basically just falls asleep. And that makes your whole body start conspiring against you. Everything you eat gets turned into fat that your cells don't want to release. Your cravings become out of control. You feel sluggish, tired all the time. Even when you do get a good night's sleep. Look, you can see it for yourself. This is a measurement of metabolic activity done by $1 million machine that's normally only available at Harvard. Do you see how there's a constant pulse of activity? Well, Dr. Harris explained that this is what your metabolism looks like when it's awake and when your orexin levels are high. But when your orexin levels drop, your metabolism flatlines and goes to sleep. As you can see what that looks like here. And actually, your sleep and energy levels are a really good way to test whether your orexin levels might be low, Dr. Harris told us. And he said that was because, as you now know, this hormone also controls how awake or tired you are. So if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night for no reason, or you struggle to wake up in the morning, or you just feel tired, or like you're sluggish for more than 2 days per week, it's almost a certainty that your orexin levels are dangerously low. And Dr. Harris said this was also why people with narcolepsy, disorder where you're sleepy during the day, are often overweight too, because narcoleptics have much lower orexin levels than average. But you don't need to be a narcoleptic to feel the effects of low orexin levels, because even just a little bit less of this hormone in your body than is normal can have a dramatic effect on your weight, making your metabolism fall asleep, telling your body not to burn fat, and causing insatiable cravings that feel impossible to ignore. Then Dr. Harris said that while things like naturally getting older can contribute to the drop in our orexin levels, the primary culprit is simply inactivity. Now, when I first heard this, I thought Dr. Harris meant a lack of exercise or something like that. Instead, he was talking about something that's pretty much unavoidable for most of us. When you were a child, were you constantly on the move, playing outside, running around, or being active? He asked us. After we both nodded yes, he continued by explaining that all this activity when we were younger was a huge boost to our natural orexin levels. Basically, the more active you are, the more orexin your brain produces, and the more awake and active your metabolism is. He said that this is the real reason kids eat sugary candy and eat a lot of junk food early on without putting on lots of weight. And this is also why kids can sleep for 9, 10, or even 12 hours without really trying. Then the doctor posed a thought-provoking question. He asked us if we remembered when we were younger, full of energy, and could eat anything without gaining a pound. As we grow older, he told us, our lives become more sedentary. We're chained to our desks for hours, and our evenings are often spent binge-watching shows rather than being active. This shift in lifestyle, combined with the natural aging process, causes our orexin levels to decline. And as orexin levels drop, he continued, our metabolism starts to slow down, leading to weight gain, even if our eating habits haven't changed much. It's not just about the calories we consume, but how our bodies process them. And that's where orexin plays a crucial role. Dr. Harris said that while it might be a very minor amount of weight gain at first, from that point on, our whole lives become less and less active. We sit for hours in college classrooms or at desk jobs in front of a computer. We commute long distances. And then, exhausted, we sit down on the couch to watch an hour or two of TV at night. Dr. Harris said that all of this leads to a slow burn, where this orexin hormone is being drained from our brains year after year. And this is why even when we decide to do something about our weight and start going for walks and putting more hours in the gym, we don't see the results that we're hoping for. Because at this point, our orexin levels have already plummeted so much, and our metabolism is already so exhausted that even doing several hours of cardio each week isn't nearly enough to raise them back up. That's the bad news, he said. But then he told us there's good news too. Because if you really want to burn fat, restart your metabolism, and destroy cravings, you just have to boost your orexin levels in your brain. Then make sure those levels stay high day after day, even if you don't have time for exercise or to go to the gym. Dr. Harris said that what he'd been working on ever since the groundbreaking research on Orexin first came out, and as far as he knew, he was the only person on the planet who had developed a solution that effectively reawakens your sleeping metabolism. And the results have been nothing short of miraculous, because in every single patient who Dr. Harris has shared this with, not only did they lose an average of 29 pounds of visceral fat, with many losing much more than that, but their sleep also improved, their energy levels skyrocketed, and they even found that they had more willpower and self-control. And to my surprise, Dr. Harris said that this solution had nothing to do with grueling workouts, drugs like Ozempic, or even making changes to your current diet. Instead, it all came down to a group of extremely pure extracts and compounds, each of which has been shown in multiple scientific studies to naturally boost orexin levels in your body and to reawaken your metabolism so that it can once again burn fat round the clock, like it's supposed to. Then Dr. Harris told us what each of those compounds was, and I'm going to pass that knowledge on to you right now too. That way, you can start using these extracts and compounds for yourself immediately to burn as much fat as you want in less time than you ever imagined possible, as you put your metabolism into hyperdrive and completely eliminate your cravings. So please, pay careful attention. First, Dr. Harris mentioned that the formula he'd created contained a potent extract of citrus bioflavonoids. Bioflavonoids are complex molecules found in specific citrus fruits, and these bioflavonoids came from some of the most unique fruits on earth, including Buddha's hand, Moro blood oranges, and Dor chapeau lemons. In many cultures, these fruits are revered not just for their distinct taste, but also for their remarkable health benefits. And Dr. Harris explained that while citrus bioflavonoids were becoming increasingly popular worldwide, these ones were fundamentally different because they were much more potent than anything you'd find online or at a grocery store in America. And he said this potency made all the difference, because in a major study out of Tokyo University, scientists discovered that this specific blend of citrus bioflavonoids significantly activated and increased orexin levels, resetting your body's natural fat-burning abilities and jolting your metabolism awake in the process. And he said that another major study published in the prestigious journal Peptides proved the exact same thing. These bioflavonoids could increase orexin levels by up to 247% and almost instantly reset your metabolism. While in a big study published in the Journal of Lipid Research, when subjects added these special forms of citrus bioflavonoids to their diets, every single person's body fat percentage decreased by between 29% and 44% in just 5 weeks. Isn't that wild? Imagine having between 29% and 44% less fat clinging to your body in a little over a month from now. How much healthier would you feel? How much better would you look? And how much more confident would you be? Well, thanks to the orexin increasing power of these unique citrus bioflavonoids, results like this are now truly within your reach. And those are just a few of the countless incredible scientific studies proving the power of these special bioflavonoids. During a large-scale clinical trial in 2022, scientists took 180 overweight adults. They found that citrus bioflavonoids from Moro blood oranges were able to shrink people's waist size by an average of 3 inches in under a month. In another very large study published in the journal Nutrients in 2021, subjects given a potent citrus bioflavonoid extract from fresh Dor chapeau lemons had their body weight reduced by 9.7% and their body fat tissue by a staggering 25.7%. And in an extremely impressive clinical trial from the Department of Nutrition and Metabolic Research at the famous Scripps Clinic in California, when 91 obese patients were given a special blend of citrus bioflavonoids like the ones in Dr. Harris's formula for 12 weeks, they lost 5 times more weight than the placebo group. Plus, their blood sugar was much less erratic too. It's truly incredible, right? With this specific blend of bioflavonoids, your body will begin to burn fat more effectively than ever. As the days pass, you'll begin to effortlessly shed excess weight from your belly, your hips, and thighs. And you look noticeably leaner in the morning. But these powerful bioflavonoids are just the starting point. He also added a very special form of L-arginine that was derived from hand-harvested Sacha inchi nuts that are only found in the Amazon rainforest. Dr. Harris explained that this unique form of L-arginine was very special because renowned institutions like the Journal of Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy, the National Institute of Natural Sciences, the University of Warwick, and the University of Bristol have all published studies proving that this unique form of L-arginine is like a turbo booster for your orexin levels. While in a study from Texas A&M University, they found that L-arginine from Sasha Inchi nuts helped study subjects burn fat 40% faster than a control group that received a placebo, a fake pill. And those same folks ended up with 45% less belly fat after just 6 weeks of treatment. And Dr. Harris told us that another major study from the world-famous Mayo Clinic also found that this specific form of L-arginine shrank folks' waist size by over 6% on average. Now just picture it, becoming physically lighter, healthier, and full of energy. And as your waist is shrinking, your body fat is disappearing. And you have so much more energy. This is what happens when you combine this special blend of citrus bioflavonoids with this unique form of L-arginine from Sasha Inchi nuts. And those are just 2 of the metabolism reawakening ingredients Dr. Harris shared with me. It also contains Echolonia cava brown extract, which is a very special type of brown seaweed that grows deep in the ocean off the coast of Japan and Korea, where it's prized for its unique properties and has been used for centuries in traditional medicine. Dr. Harris told us that Echolonia cava plays a critical role in boosting orexin levels in your body, waking up your metabolism even if it's in a very deep sleep. And sure enough, multiple clinical trials have found that when you take this very specific form of Echolonia cava as an extract each day, the weight loss you'll experience is transformative. For example, in one study published in the Tier 1 Journal of Antioxidants, the researchers found that Echolonia cava led to an average body weight reduction of 17%. And to really drive that home for you, a 17% reduction means that if you were 200 pounds right now, you would expect to lose 34 pounds with this unique form of Echolonia cava alone. And the power of this special extract from the sea doesn't just stop with weight loss either. Because in another major study published in the journal Nutrients, they found that when people took Echolonia cava over an extended period of time, not only did they burn off 15% of their visceral stomach fat and see their waist size shrink, but nearly every marker of their health also improved. Their cholesterol was better, their blood pressure was less erratic, and they were sleeping better too. So just think about how much your life could change with this trio of compounds and extracts alone. The possibilities are limitless. And Dr. Harris still wasn't done, because he told us that his formula also contained a precious extract derived from the helianthus flower, a radiant sunflower native to North America. And he said this extract was especially rich in a unique compound called phosphatidylserine, which was found to drastically increase orexin levels in 50 overweight adults, helping them lose over 16 pounds of visceral fat, shrink their waistlines by 3.5 inches, and reduce their BMI, which is a key measure of obesity, by 9%. The doctor said this was an especially important study, since the visceral fat the 50 adults had lost was the kind that likes to wrap around your vital organs and increase your risk of things like heart attacks, strokes, fatty liver, and kidney failure. And his formula also included a unique high concentration of L-ornithine alpha-ketoglutarate derived from Japanese adzuki beans, which definitive studies from both the Journal of Biology and Washington State University have proven to significantly increase orexin levels and eliminate cravings, along with glucoraphanin, a powerful compound that comes from the Japanese Mizuna leaf. that places like Vanderbilt University have proven to be able to physically stop your body from producing more fat. And his formula also had a very particular form of liposomal curcumin that's normally only available to laboratories at Harvard and MIT, which was shown in a major clinical trial of 44 overweight adults to reduce their body fat by 8.43% and their waist size by 4.14% in just 30 days. Plus, he added a powerful extract made from the skin of the Brazilian japoticaba fruit, which Dr. Harris was really important, as multiple studies have now proven that japoticaba skin, that extract, keeps orexin levels high, even in people who don't have any time to exercise. And as Dr. Harris finished sharing all of these compounds with us, I couldn't help but feel a wave of hope washing over me. But the question was burning in my mind, will this really work for my wife? Given that we've just seen countless scientific studies all proving that these natural compounds could elevate orexin levels, along with the hundreds of highly impressive success stories from Dr. Harris's patients. My wife and I both knew that it should, but we've been down so many dead-end roads before, but we both felt apprehensive about getting our hopes up again. Dr. Harris must have seen the skepticism in our eyes, because he simply asked, "What have you got to lose?" And then he handed her a bottle containing a blend of the natural compounds he had just described, and told her she should take this formula each night before bed, and to report back to him after 30 days. So that evening, as my wife was getting ready for bed, she swallowed 2 small capsules from the bottle Dr. Harris had given her. And then all we could do was wait. After the first few days of my wife trying Dr. Harris's formula. I have to say, she didn't notice any dramatic shift in her weight, but we both agreed to stay patient. Because as Dr. Harris had explained, my wife's Orexin levels had been spiraling downwards for decades now. So her metabolism wasn't going to just magically wake up overnight. We had to trust the process. So she continued taking these small capsules each day. And sure enough, by the end of the first week, subtle changes started to appear in her physique. Her clothes began to fit differently, a little more loosely. In the mornings, her face seemed a little more defined. Her energy a touch brighter. As the days turned into weeks, the transformation in her body became impossible to ignore. Soon, my wife's waistline was noticeably slimmer. She was more lively, more vibrant than she'd been in years. The stubborn belly fat that had long haunted her was gradually disappearing. Her energy levels were soaring. Witnessing this transformation was nothing short of breathtaking. It seemed like only yesterday when Dr. Harris introduced us to the power of Orexin, but the woman standing before me now was a testament to its potency. My wife was 36 pounds lighter, and the changes were evident everywhere. Her belly was flatter and more toned. Her waistline had cinched in, revealing curves, we hadn't seen in years. Her arms, once soft, now had a firmer appearance. Even her face radiated a youthful glow, the excess weight gone, accentuating her beautiful features. And the beauty of it all, the simplicity. She just had to take these capsules and the weight began to melt away. And what was even more impressive is that she achieved all of this with a completely natural solution, free from harmful chemicals or side effects, and without spending a fortune on gym memberships, personal trainers, or fad diets. My wife had regained control of her life. And when her weight was at its worst, it made her feel like she was trapped in a body she didn't love. But now, a few months later, she was embracing a world full of possibilities. No more avoiding mirrors, no more feeling ashamed of her body, no more hiding. And her transformation didn't go unnoticed. Well, our neighbors, used to seeing my wife in baggy clothes, were stunned by her new fit physique. They were full of compliments and questions about her weight loss journey. In her yoga class, women who were years younger started asking her for advice, admiring her stamina and her grace. And she noticed how men were constantly smiling at her and giving her compliments, holding doors for her and things like that. And after witnessing this incredible transformation, my wife and I knew we needed to share it with others. So we drove back down from Pittsburgh to visit Dr. Harris again. And then we told him, Dr. Harris, the impact of your formula has been nothing short of life-changing. My wife has lost 36 pounds. She's radiant, and above all, she's regained her confidence and her happiness. We need to make this available to all women out there who are struggling. We were both anxious about his response, but to our utter relief, he said he was on board, because while he'd never considered sharing his formula beyond his exclusive clientele, he agreed that there was no reason to keep it to himself any longer. So together, we worked to find a manufacturing partner who could produce Dr. Harris's formula at scale. Then we spent countless hours sourcing the purest extracts of these powerful ingredients, which took a lot longer than we expected, since it was the one thing to get these compounds and extracts from a few hundred people, and quite another to get enough of them for tens of thousands of folks, especially when we were unwilling to take a single shortcut, or even use a cheaper or easier to find version of them. But after several months and a lot of money invested, we finally had something we were extremely proud of, and all we had to do was test it. So we started reaching out to women and men who had shared their frustrations in online forums and on social media. And the response we got back was truly astonishing. Tom from Florida says,
I've been fighting my weight since I was in my 30s. No diet or exercise regimen seemed to make a difference. But these capsules changed everything. I've lost 42 pounds. And more importantly, I feel like myself again. I can't thank you enough.
Paul from Virginia told us,
I was skeptical at first, but these capsules have proven me wrong. I've lost 22 pounds and my energy is through the roof. And I no longer crave unhealthy food. This has truly transformed my life.
And last but not least, Emma from Missouri, who says,
Since my last child, losing weight had become an uphill battle. I felt like I had tried it all, but these capsules have been a revelation. I've lost the baby weight and I feel like the old me again.
Those are just a few of the thousands of real-life transformations we're hearing about every single month. And now we're beyond excited to give you the opportunity to join these women and men. So let me please be the first to introduce you to Orexin, the ultimate solution for anyone who's battling with stubborn weight gain, especially around the hips, belly, and thighs, and who is ready to rapidly boost their Orexin levels, awaken their metabolism, and start burning pound after pound of fat from their body. From the moment you start taking it, you'll witness an extraordinary transformation unfolding. Within just a few days, you'll notice a subtle but definite change in the way your clothes fit, with your favorite jeans feeling less snug around the waist, the bulges around your belly and thighs starting to flatten, as your stubborn love handles muscles that seem impossible to get rid of begin melting away. It'll be as though your body is gradually returning to the beautiful shape that you remember. A shape that's full of potential because those numbers you see on the scale, they no longer make you feel self-conscious or isolated. Simply take 1 capsule per day with a big glass of water. That's all you need to reawaken your metabolism and start burning fat effortlessly. We use only the purest extracts of powerful ingredients in this metabolism reactivating formula. And each ingredient is tested and certified for purity by independent labs to ensure the highest quality. This means that this breakthrough doesn't contain toxins like synthetic additives or harmful metals. And it's crafted with care and precision in a cutting-edge facility that abides by all the FDA regulations and adheres to good manufacturing practices. This metabolism reawakening breakthrough is also proudly made in the USA. Frankly, it's no surprise that since we released it to the public, it's been flying off the shelves. In just 4 months, we've sold over 107,100 bottles, and the number keeps growing every day. People all over the USA who've been fighting with weight gain, feeling bloated, and constantly battling their cravings. Finally, we have an all-natural solution that works, and they're sharing their success stories with their friends and family too. But with such high demand, it's only a matter of time before we run out. And since the premium natural ingredients used in this formula are sourced from all across the globe, including remote regions and pristine forests, restocking will take us some time. That's why it's crucial that you secure as much of this metabolism reactivating formula as possible right now. The last thing we want is for you to interrupt your weight loss journey, before your body has fully transformed. Because in that case, those orexin levels that control your metabolism will plummet, once again making it impossible to burn fat. In fact, from what we've seen and what our customers tell us, while you will see results in as little as 30 days, the best results are seen when someone uses this metabolism reawakening breakthrough for at least 180 days. This gives you the best chance at a slim figure while ensuring that your metabolism stays active for years to come. Don't let your stubborn weight win. Secure your supply today and bid farewell to the frustration and embarrassment of weight gain. We've worked hard to make sure this metabolism reactivating formula is affordable for every American who needs it, after sourcing the best ingredients, overseeing production, and keeping costs low. I'm proud to offer you this game-changing breakthrough at the lowest possible price. You'll never have to waste your hard-earned money on another fad diet or exhausting workout routine again. And you can wave goodbye to those costly weight loss surgeries and risky pills that most doctors want to push on you, even when the results aren't even close to guaranteed. This metabolism reawakening breakthrough is only available on this website and only while supplies last. We don't want to mass produce this solution because we know that would only lower its quality. We'll make only as much as we can personally oversee. So if you see this metabolism reawakening breakthrough anywhere other than this website, know that you're not getting the genuine product. We will never sell on Amazon, eBay, or Etsy because we can't guarantee the quality control we uphold if we expand that much. This breakthrough can help you start losing weight now and keep it off for years to come. Say goodbye to expensive diet programs that merely mask the reality of your stubborn fat. Instead, you can ensure a slimmer, healthier figure day after day. Imagine not having to struggle to zip up the back of your dress or button your pants, and not feeling self-conscious while you're at the beach, as you once again experience the joy that comes from feeling confident in your own skin, and the pleasure that comes from a shopping spree where everything you try on fits you just right. With this breakthrough, you'll never miss another moment of feeling truly yourself. Just think of how great it will be to feel like your old self again, as your friends do a double take the next time they see you because they're shocked by how different you look. Wouldn't that make you feel so much more connected to friends, family, or even strangers? When you invest in this metabolism reawakening breakthrough today, you'll pay less than you would for a gym membership, personal trainers, diet plans, and slimming pills. Today's special low price is a steal if you ask me, because this is not about capitalizing on people's struggles. This is about reigniting the metabolic fire in not just my wife, but all the other women and men just like her, those who are tormented and frustrated by the stubborn fat that's clinging to their bodies, and who worry that if they don't take action soon, they'll end up even more frustrated and depressed. That's why we've worked tirelessly to bring you this solution to say goodbye to stubborn fat forever for less than $2 a day. But this special discounted package is only available today on this webpage and while supplies last. It's the biggest discount we've ever offered. And we're only doing it because we know what a transformation this will make in your life. For 6 bottles of this metabolism reawakening breakthrough, you'll invest only $49 a bottle. And this is the right quantity to truly completely regain your health and vitality as you boost those depleted orexin levels and make sure that they stay elevated forever and your metabolism stays active. And if you choose your package right now, you will risk absolutely nothing, because we want you to be certain that this metabolism reawakening breakthrough is right for you. We offer every single person a 60-day money-back guarantee. That means you have a full 60 days to test drive this metabolism reawakening breakthrough for yourself. I know you'll be thrilled with the results, but if for any reason you're not 100% satisfied with your order, simply contact our friendly support staff. Send back all the bottles, even if they're empty, and they'll issue you a refund. You know what? If you buy our 6-bottle package and you burn fat and lose all the weight you want to faster, feel free to send us back the bottles you haven't used, and you'll get your money back for every single one of them. Even though, if I were you, I would save them for my friends or family. That is how confident we are that this solution can work miracles. To put it bluntly, if for any reason you're not thrilled with our solution, you pay nothing. Or if your weight is reduced quickly and you still have some unused bottles left, we will give you back the money for them. That's just how I believe business should be done. Either you love our product or you don't pay a dime. What could be simpler than that? And because you're covered by our 60-day no-hassle money-back guarantee, why not take advantage of our 6-bottle highly discounted package? It really is the smartest option. I mean, you're protected either way. If you love this metabolism reawakening breakthrough, you're locked into our lowest rate of just $49 per bottle, saving more than anybody else. And if this metabolism restoring formula doesn't work for you, then you simply ask for a refund and lose nothing. No matter what happens, you truly only have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Moreover, when you decide to invest in the best quantity of our metabolism reawakening breakthrough today, I am also going to include 2 bonus books worth $97 absolutely free. So today only, when you invest in a 3 or 6 bottle supply of this fat burning miracle, you'll also receive a free copy of Glow from Head to Toe, Skin Tightening and Cellulite, Vanishing Hacks That Actually Work. This is the ultimate guide to cellulite-free skin for the rest of your life. Here's just a small glimpse of what you'll discover inside. The at-home skin tightening scrub you can add to your bath to see your skin become tighter, firmer, and sexier by the day. The #1 deep-sea ingredient that works wonders for tightening loose skin and getting rid of cellulite in record time. The 3 best ways to boost skin elasticity and cause your skin to snap back to its tight, firm, and youthful state. 3 delicious foods to add to your diet for cellulite-free skin in as little as a couple of weeks. The second bonus is Sacred Tribal Wisdom from a Mayan Shaman. How to completely renew your body in 30 days. Inside, you'll find out the 3 ancient morning habits that reverse your body's age by more than 10 years. How adding a specific oil to your bathing ritual sucks toxins right out of your skin, renewing it up to 25 times faster, no matter your age. The 5 foods Mayans consider cursed and science agrees you should avoid at all costs. Hint, they don't include sugars or carbs. As well as the ancient pressure points that Mayans use to activate your body for surging energy. Some say this is 3 times more effective than coffee. Both guides are yours for free when you buy the 3-pack or the 6-pack on sale, and you'll get access to them immediately. But that's not all, because when you order the discounted 3 or 6 bottle package, you'll also get free shipping, which is an additional saving of $9.95. But remember, both the multi-bottle discount and the free shipping are only available for a limited time. When we run out of this metabolism reawakening breakthrough, it might take us a while to restock. So choose the 6-bottle package or any other package below this video right now to secure your order. This is truly one of the smartest and most vital steps you'll ever take to reclaim and protect your health, your energy, and your life. I can imagine how excited you must be to try this formula for yourself. All you need to do to claim your discount is simply click the button below now to order the 6-bottle supply or whichever quantity feels right for you. After you've selected your package, you'll be directed to our secure order page where you can fill out your shipping details and your payment details. We use the same high-end 256-bit encryption technology as major retailers like Amazon, eBay, and Walmart, so you can trust that your information is safe with us. Once you hit enter, you'll land on our confirmation page, which will carefully explain exactly what you can expect with your order. Now, let me warn you, from time to time, we face temporary out of stocks. Of course, we do our best to avoid this, but that's just the reality of distributing a product like this when big orders come in all at once. But don't worry, as long as you're watching this video right now and don't see any out of stock icons appearing, then we still have bottles of this metabolism reawakening breakthrough left in stock. But I wanted to highlight this because I can't predict when we might run out of stock. And I don't want you to fall in love with this metabolism reawakening breakthrough only to return to this page a month later to find that we're completely sold out. So that's just one more reason why our 6-bottle option is the most popular, because not only will you get the full benefit of this metabolism reawakening breakthrough, but you will also have plenty of time to place a follow-up order if you choose to. So go ahead and order the 6-bottle supply or whatever feels right to you. Now, we're at the moment where you need to make a choice. You've seen the groundbreaking science behind this metabolism reawakening breakthrough. You've heard the inspiring tales of women and men just like you who have dramatically transformed their lives in just a few seconds a day. Dr. Harris stands fully behind this product, and we've done everything possible to make your decision today one of the simplest, most logical choices you've ever made. No matter which package you choose, you're 100% protected by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Ultimately, the decision is yours. Only you can take that first step towards a dramatically new life. If you still feel a little on the fence, then we ask that fear or doubt don't stop you, because you're 100% safe and protected. And when you really think about it, what's the alternative? Think back to all the failed solutions you've tried in the past that left you feeling frustrated, stressed, and hopeless. That's exactly how it was for my wife. But now you have a completely different solution in front of you. You could leave this page right now after everything we've shared. But what will change? You'll just end up back on that treadmill of disappointments. Another failed diet. The frustration of stepping on the scale and seeing the number rise yet again because your metabolism is slowing down. Feeling like you want to give up because your clothes keep getting tighter as your reflection in the mirror becomes less and less recognizable. This isn't just about dropping some pounds, because being overweight affects everything. Your confidence, your ability to enjoy life. It's like there's this dark cloud hanging over your head all day long. We both know that that's no way to live, which is why we're extending a hand to offer you a way out. You don't even have to say yes. All you have to do is say maybe. You could be just moments away from feeling like you've got a fresh start. A life that's filled with energy, where you love your reflection in the mirror, and where you live each day feeling like you're in control. All of this and more can be just a click away. And while the decision is entirely yours, we sincerely hope you choose to reignite your metabolism for good. All you have to do to get started is just choose your package from below right now, and we'll see you on the other side to help you continue your journey. Regardless of your decision, I'd like to personally thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. We wish you all the health and happiness in the world. Still with me? I know we've covered quite a bit, so let me answer some of the most common questions you might have. How does this metabolism reawakening breakthrough work again? As I have mentioned, our groundbreaking formula is packed with potent compounds that boost a very important weight loss hormone in your body called Orexin. Orexin plays a pivotal role in controlling your appetite, cravings, metabolism, and even your inclination to exercise. Due to our modern day-to-day stresses and lifestyle, many of us experience a drop in our Orexin levels, which means our metabolism slows down, leading to increased weight gain, especially around the hips, belly, and thighs. The potent compounds inside our formula stop all that from happening by increasing your Orexin levels and reawakening your metabolism, so you can effortlessly burn fat and regain your confidence. Who should take this metabolism reawakening breakthrough? If you asked me that a decade ago, I would have said only people struggling with weight loss. Now, with new research showing more and more Americans are gaining weight each year, I would recommend that anyone who's even remotely worried about their weight should try it. What happens after I click the button below? Once you select your package below, you'll be directed to our 100% secure checkout page. Just input your payment details and place your order. Rest assured, there's no automatic billing or anything like that. After that, you'll receive your order for this metabolism reawakening breakthrough in the next 5 to 7 business days in a discrete package. This means you're less than a week away from starting your journey to a healthier, more confident you. What if it doesn't work for me? Well, that's simple. This metabolism reawakening breakthrough comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. That means you order this metabolism reawakening breakthrough today, then have a full 60 days to decide if it's right for you. If you're like the thousands of other men and women who've used this advanced weight loss formula already, you'll be thrilled with the results. But if for any reason you're not, just call or email our customer service team and we will refund your investment. How long will this metabolism reawakening breakthrough be available? Well, that's a challenging question. Our goal is to make a positive impact by helping people regain control of their weight and their lives. However, because the weight loss industry and big drug companies always try to quash breakthroughs like this, it's uncertain how much longer this breakthrough will be available. Plus, with all the global issues currently affecting supply chains, ingredients are a bit harder to procure. That's why it's crucial you get this metabolism reawakening breakthrough today, especially since it comes with a 60-day 100% money-back guarantee, which means there's zero risk to you. It's also why you should stock up. All right, I want to try this metabolism reawakening breakthrough. Now what? That's the straightforward part. Just click one of the buttons below and choose your package. Remember, you can get started and save over 70% by choosing our most popular 6-bottle package. Just fill out your details on the next page to complete your order. And this metabolism reawakening breakthrough will be in your hands within the next 5 to 7 business days. Plus, there's no risk because of our ironclad 60-day guarantee. This presentation is now ending, and I want to thank you for sticking with me all the way until the end. Go ahead and choose your package now. Use this metabolism reawakening breakthrough as directed for at least 30 days. Then reach out and let me know what you think. I really want to thank you for watching.